Howdy folks, Kevin here with Divinely Designed, and do a soap video. So if you've watched my other video for Queen of Spring, you know that I made some crown toppers using a cookie cutter. Well, I had extra soap, so you can see this here. Move this over a little bit. So I have this extra soap, and I cut it up into just little chunks. Not anything, you know, they're small, but they're not uniform. I just took a knife and chopped them all up. So I'm going to use those in a soap and just sort of mix it into the batter and then pour it. And I think the color will do well because the soap I'm going to make, the working name I have right now is Magic Mandarin. I'm going to call it something like that. Marvelous Mandarin, Magical Mandarin, something along those lines. Because the fragrance I'm using is from Nature's Garden, and it's called Loving Spell. So it's a, you know, it's a takeoff on Love Spell. And God, this smells so good. It's that orangey, sweet smell and something else. I don't have the most sensitive of noses, but there's just something else there, and it smells so sweet and citrusy and fresh and good. Now, my embeds, or the ones I'm going to use, are fragrance. They have a mixture of Lily of the Valley and Hyacinth fragrance oils, both from Nature's Garden. I'm going to do just a white soap, make most of it white, put in the chopped up soap, mix it around, pour it in the mold. I'm going to put off a little white to the side so I can do the top, a nice white top. I'm going to do some peaks or a textured top. And then we're going to do some mica in oil in the top. And I have 3 colors for that. So I have a gold mica. This is Golden Honey Shimmer from Elements Bath & Body. This is called Diamond Dust, and it's silver, and it's from Wholesale Supplies Plus. And this one, I wanted orange, and I don't have an orange mica, so I made my own little mixture. So this is Golden Honey Shimmer from... where did I just say that was from? Elements Bath & Body, Ruby Red Mica from the Conservatory, and a yellow oil locking shimmer mica from Wholesale Supplies Plus. So I mixed it in there, and it's kind of a goldy, shimmery orange. And we're going to use that on the top of the soap. And I'm going to put in a little goat's milk powder that I have mixed in some heavy cream. So it's a scoop of goat's milk powder and about a quarter of a cup of heavy cream. Okay, I think that's it, and we're ready to go. All right. In goes, temperatures. My oils are around 80. My lye water's around 65. Okay, and I'm going to put the milk and the cream and the goat's milk powder in before I forget. And I think we're just going to put the fragrance, I'm going to wait for the fragrance oil. Let me get this all blended up here. over a little bit more into the shot here. Okay, I think that's good. Just getting trace. All right. I'm going to add my titanium dioxide, which I have, which is from Brambleberry, and I have it pre-mixed in some distilled water. And so I just give it a good shake before I use it, so I get it all mixed up there. And I can never get this cap off. All right, so we're going to make a nice white soap, and we'll put the fragrance in now. And that smells so nice. Okay. I think that's really all I need to do. I'm going to pour off some for the top. And I'm going to throw in a handful. I don't know that I'm going to use all of this. I want you know, I want enough that when I cut it, I can definitely see it. And I might let this thicken up a little bit, because if I don't, they're all going to sink to the bottom. Let me get some more here. Okay. Yeah, so right now, some of them are staying suspended, but a lot of them are just sinking to the bottom. And I want it sort of throughout. So, we're going to take a pause. I'm going to let this thicken up a little bit, and then we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Hey folks, we're back. So, this is thickened up. It's taken quite a while, actually, and I have heard that this fragrance oil does sort of slow down trace, and that's kind of apparent, because I think I've been on a break. The camera's probably been off for about 15 or 20 minutes. So, and we're still not, you know, thick. Some other soaps at this point would be, like, you wouldn't be able to stir it. It would just be solid. But this is still pretty loose, but it's thick enough now that I think the embeds won't all sink to the bottom. They're sort of staying suspended where they are. So I'm just giving it a good stir, making sure those little chunks are all used. And I used most of them. I kind of didn't want them to go to waste. But as I was thinking about that, I forgot that, you know, I used my normal volume for this mold, for the Red Essential Depot mold, and I added quite a few of those yellow soap chunks. So I'm going to have a lot of soap. So I'm going to change my design a little bit, and I'm going to pipe some on top. So I have this, and I'm going to put it in a piping bag, but it's not thick enough yet to pipe. So okay. So these are probably going to be pretty good sized bars, probably around 7 ounces each, which is a pretty big bar of soap. And if you have not smelled, I have never smelled Love Spell before prior to soaping, and everybody sort of talked about it. They say it's such a great fragrance, and I was a little skeptical. Sometimes I like girly fragrances, you know, that are very feminine. Other times I don't. So I was a little skeptical, but I thought, let me get some. Everybody sort of raves about it, and it is just, it smells so good. Okay. Okay. All right, I am probably going to take another quick break. This is what I want to pipe with, and it's not quite thick enough yet. It's close. But because this is moving so slow, I bet you it's going to take probably another 5 or 10 minutes before it's ready to pipe. So stick around, another little break, and then I'll be right back. Hey folks, it's been about 5 minutes or so, and I think we're thick enough now to pipe. You can see that it's still a little loose, but it holds its shape pretty well. Now, I'm going to try sort of a different technique here. Since I was going to do the mica in oil on top, I have that already. What I'm going to do is, let me make sure I'm in the shot here first. Okay, so I have my mica in oil in little pipettes. And I'm going to dribble a little down the side here first. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to put some soap in. And I may need to hold this in my hand here, sorry. And then dribble a little. Mica, and then soap, and I'll try to get a shot for you here in a second. Okay, so I've just dribbled a little of the mica down the soap. If you are looking for a fragrance oil to help you keep things slowed down, this may be the one for you. All right, so I'm just sort of repeating that. I'm not really mixing the mica in, I'm just pouring it in a line and then adding some of the mica, or adding a, I can't even speak now. Adding soap and then just dribbling some of the mica down. This is a little harder to handle than I thought it would be. All right, one more batch of soap to come out here. Now, I don't pipe very often, so I'm always a little bit like unsure how much I should have, you know, in order to pipe appropriately and not have too much left over, but still be able to cover the top. So I am not an expert in that. Okay. And I find it easier for piping to actually use a rubber band. If you are better at piping, you probably do not need this like I do. And this is a nice big piping bag. Sometimes when you have a small one, it's really hard to handle. Okay. All right, so this is a number 1M, as in Mary, Wilton tip. It's a nice big tip. And I'm not really planning on measuring them out, you know, so it's sort of even. I'm just going to pipe. Okay, this is, ooh, getting gloppy. See, even this is not quite thick enough. I mean, the peaks are holding up, but it's kind of running out of my piping bag. I'm getting a little color, not not a ton from the mica, but a little. All right, hopefully I can get one more. Okay, not bad. I have this little mess up over here. Okay, so a little bit of that mica came through. You can see it sort of has this, there's some over here that came out really nice, and some on this side actually that came out nice. So okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of glitter, I think. Okay. There was just this discussion on Facebook about putting glitter on soaps, and you know, men won't buy soaps that have glitter on it, and you know, only soaps that are meant for 14-year-old girls have it. And I kind of disagree. I mean, I don't want glitter on every single soap, but I think sometimes it's nice, you know, adds a little sparkle. You're using a handmade product. And so I don't know, it's just sort of shows that there's been individual attention to it. This one I'm just going to give just a little, I think. I think the tops are kind of pretty by themselves. So we'll just give a little bit of extra shimmer here. I'm using a white glitter. I like this glitter a lot. As opposed to some colored glitters, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. They look so strong, I guess is the word I'm looking for. They sort of overpower. This one is sort of translucent. I mean, I say it's white, but it just really adds shimmer. It doesn't really add color. And this is just not coming out for me here. And this is probably not super exciting either to watch, but you can see let's see, where is she? My kitty cat, who's sitting there patiently waiting for her snack. She's telling me to hurry up and get done with your darn soap. Okay, I think that's plenty. All right, so Magical Mandarin or Marvelous Mandarin. I'm not really sure. Anybody have any good suggestions? Let me know. Although by the time this video goes up, I may already have a name. So, all right, this is Kevin with Divinely Designed, and stick around after the break. Should be the unmolding and cutting of the soap. Thanks very much. Howdy there, soapy folks. Happy New Year. This is my second New Year's soap, and it has been sitting for about 24 hours. I had it in the fridge overnight, and this morning I took it out of the fridge and just let it sit on the counter. And I'm just trying not to get the top kind of messed up here. Okay. And I was just saying in my other video here, like, my soaps have been very hard, very quickly, like 5 or 6 hours, which I have cut some at. But they're very, very hard. And so I have been a little scared to let them sit longer. But I think it's because I'm cutting them as soon as I take them out of the refrigerator. And they're just very cold, and I have a lot of butters in my soaps. So that's why. So I took this out this morning. I let it sit on the counter for several hours, and now it's just room temperature. So I'm hoping the cutting will be fine, even though this is 24 hours, more than 24 hours after I've made this soap. It seems to be cutting very nice. It's a little firm, but not crazy. Okay. Oh, very nice. Those came out so nice looking. I'm very happy with that. Beautiful. And the tops are pretty. Let's see if I can get a little bit better. There we go. Okay. And let's see what this smells like now. That's very nice. That Love Spell is just a lovely fragrance. It's so nice. And then the florals are coming through just a little bit from the other scents that I mixed this with. So we have Hyacinth and Lily of the Valley. It's a very springy soap. A little on the girly feminine side, but not you know, not hugely. And the design certainly isn't girly, I would say. Okay. So I'm just going to move through these kind of quickly. They all probably look very similar. Those embeds came out very nice, though. Cutting them, it's like they look like little pieces of sea glass or something. They have this sort of, I don't know, like sort of semi-translucent quality to them. They just look really great. And they didn't sink all to the bottom, which is, you know, why I let it thicken up so I could sort of mix them up and have them stay suspended. I didn't want them all sinking to the bottom of the soap, and that seemed to work pretty well. Although these look, they're a little bit sort of disproportionately down at the bottom, but it's not one layer of just those embeds down at the bottom. So, looks good, smells good. Okay, so that is Mandarin, well, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. Marvelous Mandarin, or Magical Mandarin, or Mandarin Madness, or I'm not really sure yet. I got to think of a decent name for it. But anyway, so that's that, my 2 New Year's soap to start 2014 off. And comments, questions, leave them below. If you like it, subscribe. And I hope that all of my YouTube followers who watch my videos and comment, thank you first of all, but I hope you have a fantastic, healthy, happy, and prosperous new year. Thanks for watching.